I'm Sophie Radcliffe. I'm a London-born and bred office worker who left the security of a 9-to-5 job behind in search of creating a new story. My mission is to champion ordinary people achieving extraordinary things. I reinvented myself to become an athlete, adventurer, writer, entrepreneur and motivational speaker to help people believe, dream and make it happen. My One Life Live It philosophy started when I was 18. I was travelling and my mum called me one day and she said to me that she had been diagnosed with breast cancer. It was really difficult for me to deal with that, especially because I was halfway across the other side of the world. I wanted to be there for her, but I couldn't. And I remember this feeling all of a sudden. I was sort of, 18, careless, partying, and all of that came crashing down in a second. And nothing mattered. And that's when I realised life is so short, and if something like this can happen, then anything can happen. My first adventure was the Kinabalu Challenge in the jungle of Borneo. It was a week-long adventure race through the jungle of Borneo and up to the summit of the highest mountain in Southeast Asia. It involved mountain biking, running through the jungle, we went kayaking, we did some whitewater rafting, and all of it was in this team of 4 people. And basically the result each day was based on the last person in your team to cross the line. It really had to utilise the strengths and weaknesses within the team. There was no point in the fastest person just running off, for example. We used that to kind of help everyone over the line at the same time. I woke up the next day, I had a holiday planned to go scuba diving in Borneo. I went to the travel agent, I changed my flight and I flew back to London. I walked into work the next day and everyone was like, "Why are you here, Sophie? Aren't you supposed to be on a beach in Borneo having fun, enjoying your holiday?" And I just said to them, "I'm ready." I had this feeling inside of me, this fire, this drive, this feeling of, I don't want to sit on a beach and waste this feeling. I've never experienced it before. I want to use it to plug back into my life and my work and my relationships and everything that I cared about, everything that was important to me in my life. I was like, wow, I really feel like I can do so much more than I thought I could, because I'd just gone and proved that to myself. I had chosen something that seemed completely insurmountable, completely insane. I wasn't a runner, I didn't know cycling, I was very unfit before I started training for this challenge. And then we'd gone out and done all of these things, and it just made me realise that actually you can set yourself a goal and you can put a plan into place and go out and achieve it. And because there's no one or nothing in the way of you achieving that goal other than yourself and what's going on in your mind and your body, then when you do achieve that goal, it gave me this incredible sense of empowerment, like, now I've done that, maybe I can do something else. And it just led to this domino effect, really positive domino effect, where I was going out, setting myself challenges, and then achieving them and coming back into the work, raising the bar, setting my standards higher across everything I was doing in my life, and it just started to flow. And the turning point came for me when I developed the courage to go out there and say, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to give this a shot. Before then I was scared. I was wrapped up in cotton wool of security and my 9-to-5 job and going to the pub with my friends and just doing normal everyday stuff. But I'd started doing these adventure challenges, and each time it gave me more and more confidence. It was building my fire inside. It was building this thing inside me that was saying, Sophie, you can do this. And once I started letting that feeling into my life and seeing how much of an impact that feeling could have for me, I then started to think, well, if this feeling's had such a great impact for me, then maybe it could also be something that other people might like as well. And I started to find ways in which I could create a business around helping other people create that feeling for themselves, that experience, those moments where they think, I can do anything now. I remember very vividly the night before I quit my job. I phoned up my brother and I said to him, I think I'm going to quit my job. And he said, really? Well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I don't know, but I've got all these skills and these passions over here, and I've got some savings, and I'm 27. I've got to go out and do this, because if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. And he said, oh well, maybe you should you should wait until you buy a house and you've paid off your mortgage, and the sensible answer. And I said to him, no, because if I wait until then, I will never ever do it. And he said, but how are you going to figure this out? How are you going to make this work? And I said, I don't know, but I have faith in myself and have faith in what I've developed so far. And I've worked out what the worst case scenario is, and I'm prepared to take that leap of faith. So I'm going to go and do it. And he said, Sophie, that's the dream. That's what everyone wants to do. And when he said that to me, that's when I decided, well, then I'm definitely going to go and do it. And the other piece of advice I got the night before I quit my job was, I called up a friend who at the time was a close mentor of mine, and I explained the situation, and he'd been helping me ongoing, sort of advising me in ways to speak to my bosses about what I wanted to do. And he said to me, a ship in a harbour is safe, but that's not what the ship was built for. Go sailing. One day I will not be able to do this. Today is not that day. Challenge Sophie started off about me just going out whenever I could, climbing mountains, having these adventures that I loved, that inspired me. And when I started to be able to turn that into my career, it wasn't something that happened overnight. It was a long, painful, lonely, hard, scary, broke journey. I'm trying to run to train for the marathon, and all I can think about is everything that I haven't done. I feel so stressed. I hate letting people down. Even now, nothing is set in stone, nothing is for certain. I go through times when I think, wow, this is fantastic, and other times when I think, how am I going to make this happen? Where I'm struggling to pay the rent, or thinking about, where my next leads are going to come from. If someone's looking to take a big leap in their life, I would say that you've got to dream big. Have a big dream ahead of you. You've got to face your fears and go towards them. Take your fears with you on your journey. You've got to get the right people on your bus, have a good support network around you. It's super important. And finally, you've got to go out and relentlessly create opportunities. Be passionate, be enthusiastic, and don't stop when it gets hard. I feel really passionate that I've been able to get Challenge Sophie to a place where I'm able to do the things that I love. But my focus now is using that platform to help other people, to work with schools, charities, national government bodies, and I think if I can change one person's life, if I can help one person stop smoking or go out and exercise or change something they don't like that's holding them back, then that's going to create something for themselves that will make them happier. I'm dedicated to helping other women feel the same way. It doesn't matter what we look like, it doesn't matter what anyone else tells us we should look like. What matters is what we can do and how you feel every day, waking up in the morning and going out into the world. Why fit in when you were born to stand out? I'm Sophie Radcliffe. You've got one life, live it.